What's most impressed you about Bradie just being around him for a couple of weeks, just from a person standpoint and also from a skill set standpoint?
All right, from a person standpoint, his willingness to get better. One thing about him when he came in, he had a couple things on his mind of like areas of focus that he needs to improve on, and then I had mine, and we kind of put it together. And his willingness to work ethic and to want to get better to really, maximize his potential. On the field, I would say his, things that we saw on tape, his ability to bend, to attack, to find edges, to work edges on offensive tackles. And I think that he's just only going to get better, just keep working with him. And this goes back to one thing that I love off the field, which is just his willingness to get better every day.
He played 54 snaps in that first game and started 4 days after he arrived. Is it safe to say you can open up the entire playbook for him now?
Oh yeah, I think one of the things that we try to do here as a staff is we just try to get these guys caught up as fast as we can, because you never know, injuries can happen with anybody. Could be traded, obviously, with Brad being traded here, or some guy off the street. So we take a lot of pride in the staff of being able to keep the same playbook and just let it roll, and get the guys up to date on the playbook. And it goes back to Chubb, him preparing that week, when he first got in. I think was here for 4 days or so, and then he played in the game. And that entire week, multiple meetings with him, extra meetings, doing extra things with him, and he just wants the willingness for him with a good work ethic. So got him up and running, and he's here to play, and that's what, as a coach, that's what we're here to do, is get him on the field. So.
Ty, what's the process of coaching a player such as Brad when he comes in? I mean, do you watch film and then you talk to him about what you see that he needs to work on to fit in with this defense? How does that work?
I think one of the biggest things with certain players in the league, the alertness to always look at themselves with the open eye of how they can improve. So when he came in, he already had that alertness of just watching his own game, and then we sat down and watched the cut up. Kind of went over a couple things, and from my perspective, and we see things the same. I mean, this guy's got a good football mind on it, and he likes to improve every day. So he's been great.
How advantageous is it just to have the sheer number of outside linebackers, edge rushers that this team has?
Yeah, it's a week to week basis, because we have these guys now. We had Agba last week. Poor guy. He was really really ascending and gets injured. So we're just kind of week to week, and just whoever's out there, whoever we get dressed to the game, whoever's going to be our starters out there, those guys are the right decision for the team. It's going to give us our best opportunity to win. So it's just very exciting just to have anybody out there. That could be Gink, that could be Cameron Good. Who knows? Every week to week. So just make sure those guys are prepared, ready to go, so we can win a game.
We're just seeing how multiple guys were getting to the quarterback at the same time for hits, and then also all 3 sacks last game were split sacks. So that means multiple guys getting there.
Yeah, that's exciting, and it goes back to those guys' work ethic, preparing it during the week, knowing their opponent. At the same time, the stuff that we worked back with OTAs all the way to now, like we talked about earlier, months ago, with Jalen getting to the quarterback and he's getting the pressure rates and all that, and then now he got a chance to get a sack, and so it's just finding different ways to affect the quarterback. That may be coming in the sacks, maybe coming in hurries, maybe coming in pressures where we're getting hits on the quarterback, or maybe batted balls or interceptions, whatever we can do to affect the quarterback. And it was exciting that we got a chance to really get after the passer in the game. And that really goes back to the team for the secondary doing their job, and the guys up front rushing and executing the plan. And it's exciting as an overall defense.
If you have Chubb and Mel and Phillips in there together, what is it that sets that unit apart? Is it speed, feet, hands? What is it that makes them special?
Everybody has their own individual talent that they bring to it, and things that we've worked on since OTAs, and Chubb, getting caught up and working on that he's worked on his own, and now here working on. So that, those guys bring different elements of the ball of talent and play to our defense. So if we can get our best players on the field, that's always the plan. Like, so if we can get 11 DBs, then it's 11 DBs, 11 OLBs, 11 OBs, whoever our best 11 is in that situation to help us win.
But there's not one characteristic or trait that.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I'm probably gonna keep that in my back pocket. I can't give you everything.
How much do you and Josh and Austin and the staff talk about where, as far as those three guys that Chris mentioned, where's best to line them up to maximize them as far as Jalen on one side, Bradley on the other? You've done some of both with Van Ginkel and Ingram too.
Yeah, so I mean, just in general, I mean, it goes back to Xavier Howard, or Chubb, or Phillips, or Christian Wilkins. Everybody on the defense. We're always trying to put those guys in position to have success because the more successful they are, the better we are as a defense. So it's just stuff that you discuss every week to week, and just trying to help those guys maximize their potential. And that's what goes back to OTAs, goes back to individual drills. When you guys were out there watching us at Indy, we're doing all things that are solely focused on players' individual traits that we can enhance, and some things that we saw in the game plan that we need to kind of focus up on during the week.
Final question?
What do you recall from having Brennan Scarlett the first time?
Having him the first time when he was here the first time.
Well, off-season training camp, and then now that he's back.
So what was the question? I'm sorry.
What do you recall from having him, and then what are your thoughts on now getting him back?
Oh, I'm excited to have him. Excited to have him back. I mean, he was out in the West Coast, hanging out, working out, getting in shape, and staying in football shape, ready to go. And so excited to have him. We talked on the phone about less than a month ago, just kind of checking on him, and sent me a video of him working out in the empty gym. And so I'm like, all right, so you showing me walls or you working out? But he's been training and he's ready to go. And whatever role we have for him, would that be, whatever it is, he's going to take advantage of it and work his tail off. So excited to have him.